Hey guys, today I have a science curriculum haul to share with you all, and now I did things a little bit differently. I am switching it up as I love to do, making it my own, and I want to share it with you. My haul is from Gather Round. Now, typically in the past, I really love like the connecting continents units. We just did the Middle Ages. It was so much fun, but we haven't done so much with science. And to be honest, it's kind of because the first year science curriculums from Gather Round weren't my favorite. Now, something to understand about Gather Round is that early on, Rebecca was putting out curriculum as she was making it, and she had others helping her do that as well. She brought in other writers, and they had different styles. I didn't necessarily click with those styles. I think some of them were really difficult. Specifically, I've heard multiple people talk about the human body. I took anatomy and physiology in college, and I thought the human body was like at that level. There was no way I was gonna do it with my kids. I had to completely set it aside after lesson number 1. Didn't work for us. But year 3 of Gather Round has upped its game. It is so good, and I can't wait to show you what I got and what our experience already has been. So in the winter, we did a lot of history. We're stuck inside. It's just fitting. We did do South America, and there is science involved in some of these units as well, but we are ready for summer. We are ready for this beautiful weather and just excited to get outside. And what better time to study science? So I didn't know exactly what I wanted to go with for science. I asked my boys, and one of them wanted to do creepy crawlies, and one wanted to do dinosaurs, and someone thought that botany would be fun. I think I thought that botany would be fun. And then we have farming and food, living off the land, and national parks. I know this looks funny. Maybe I'll explain that in a minute. But instead of buying the entire family's curriculum, like usually you get the family digital download or you can get them printed, and it comes with all of the levels for forever. But I decided I don't need that. Most of my kids are kind of one age group anyway. They're in that early elementary age area. So I just paid $20. I just got the teacher's guide and then one student workbook, the early elementary one. And if we use the workbook, which we don't, you always, usually, a lot of the time, use the workbooks, then I can adjust it for them and for their levels and what they need. But we probably won't use it because I plan on going through these quickly, effectively, with excitement and gusto. Can you guys tell I'm excited about this? Because I did not think that I would like the Dinosaur Love lesson. It's so good. The everyday devotional that's in it, so good. We're learning about the paleontologists starting off as they were finding these bones, the things that they were going through, bone wars, the fights between them. We're learning how dinosaurs fit into the Bible narrative. What do we see dinosaurs in the Bible, and how do different people reconcile this? We're talking about apologetics. Now, something I didn't expect. In the back of the workbook is what is called the discovery book. And this is just this really thin little booklet. But check this out. One page is about what you learned that day, just like a regular workbook from Gather Round. And you're gonna locate where those bones were found, which I always love geography in there. But then on the next page, you get how to draw this dinosaur. So this has been perfect because my boys are filling out one page, drawing the dinosaur that we're talking about on the other page while I'm reading it to them. We are doing these as family subjects in the morning. It doesn't take us long. They get to draw and do this, fill in the blank, and then we move on with our other things like handwriting, math, whatever else we need to get done in the day. We are all really enjoying this level. Now, something else that I did that's different is the dinosaur lesson we got the MP3 for. And this one is apparently different than the other MP3s. It's actually done by her 14-year-old son, and one of her daughters helps out with it too. And they do kind of like this podcast radio show where they kind of review the things that you talked about that day in your lessons, and then they add like all of these like kind of corny little kids jokes with really cool sound effects, and my kids are digging it. That's an example of the corniness in it, but my kids really like it. Okay, so besides that, National parks. So I decided to print this one on half sheets of paper, and a friend gave me the spiral bind, but I haven't figured out how to cut it off yet. I need my husband to help with that. I really like printing them more in this like smaller side, but I don't have a double side printer, so they're just printed on one side, but I should fix that someday in the future. National parks is really interesting because they did it differently in that it is like supposed to be this adventure of a family as they are traveling to the different national parks. So it was described as like the first time that they've kind of done it in a narrative style, telling a story, going through the national parks. We're going to be going camping this summer. We're gonna go up to a state park, and I thought that this would be really fun to just take along with us and kind of read a little section each time. And then this one actually came with character development cards also. I haven't printed those yet, but they look really good. And because we just got done with Middle Ages and talking about chivalry and character through that, I thought that this would be good to kind of bounce off of that as well. I won't have my kids doing the workbooks with this one, I don't think, because we're just going to take it along with us as we are driving in the car and camping this summer. My plan with Creepy Crawlies is really to use this more as a reference book. I don't know, you guys. I don't know if I really want to spend a whole month on this, but one of my sons really wants to create his own bug book. Like he wants to do his own, I don't know, like bug encyclopedia. And so I kind of got this more for him to just guide him along. How does that look in a different format? Have other people done this, drawing pictures of the bugs and pointing out the different parts of them and writing your observations of them. So this is almost more just as a reference book. I think we might even just jump around. I might show him the pictures and be like, what bug do you want to learn about, buddy? We're gonna make it our own. And then maybe someday in the future we'll go through it deeper. But you know, boys are like really naturally curious about bugs. My boys are. And so I don't feel like we need to really dive into it with a whole curriculum, but it's nice to have things on hand like that. And that's what we plan on doing with this one. Botany, much the same way right now, as we are doing our nature hikes and our nature study. I'm going to look into this a little bit more to see how much we are going to actually use it versus just using it as a guide, as a reference book, and seeing what we can use, what's kind of around us, maybe doing like the tree unit and then going out and seeing what trees we can identify in our area, just making it our own. You've heard me say this before, but I really like Rebecca Spooner. I like everything that she stands for, and if you haven't heard her podcast, I would recommend you go checking those out. So I don't mind supporting her and buying curriculum that maybe, I know this sounds like a really privileged thing to say, to buy curriculum that we might not even use. Like, we will use it. I plan on using it, but when I find a curriculum that or like people that I want to support, I don't mind as much. And these, again, $20, it's like $1 a day. And if you figure that out, it would be $180 for our curriculum for the whole school year, right? Like if we did 180 days. And I think you'd be really hard pressed to really get your school budget to fit in $180 with all the other curriculums that you're using too. And our other curriculums really don't cost us much because we do journaling, and I've already purchased like our math through other things. So I don't have a lot of other expenses. So I was kind of able to do this haul in that way. Now, farming and food and living off of the land, these are actually ones that my mom was really interested in, and she bought them for herself, but then she bought the whole family guide so that we could do it too. So these, I don't know when we're going to get to, but we have them, and I'm just so excited with all of these options. But here's what I need to know. I need to know, as I am doing reviews from Gather Round, how would you like me to do that? Should I just create shorts of like our reviews after we've done them to share what are the highlights, what are the things we liked or didn't like? Or should I make individual videos based off of each curriculum to let you see deeper into each one? What would you prefer? Let me know down below. What are you doing for science this year? Let me know down below. Here is a science review of multiple curriculums that we have used or tried that I would recommend. So you can go check out this video next. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.